Hi everyone, this is Spring Washam and welcome to my treehouse temple. Hi everybody, this is Spring Washam and welcome to this YouTube channel. Lotus Vine Journeys here. And I'm so excited because I've been wanting to talk to you all about ayahuasca in more detail. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Spring Washam and I'm a teacher, an author, and a healer. I have a book called The Fierce Heart, Finding Strength, Courage, and Wisdom in Any Moment. And I have a separate channel that you can check out, which is kind of more about my regular teachings. One of the things that I love, and I'm going to be talking more about, is ayahuasca, which I've been working with for many years. I would say almost 13 now. And I founded an organization called Lotus Vine Journeys, and this is our page. And I'm really excited because over the next year, I want to be uploading a lot of content around ayahuasca, plants, healing, all the questions that people may have about ayahuasca when they're considering it. So this is really a video that is meant to go a lot deeper and be very informative. So I started working with ayahuasca 13 years ago, and it was really to heal trauma. That is why I was introduced to it. I was introduced to it by a psychologist. I'm here in California right now, and I'm outside at the tree temple, so you might hear a lot of ambient sounds. All these birds just started singing. It's probably for you. I love it. So I started working with ayahuasca when I was kind of having a breakdown, and I'm writing a book about, ayahuasca right now. So there'll be a lot more. I was sort of having a breakdown on a retreat. I was doing a meditation retreat, and I just hit all this unresolved trauma that I thought I had dealt with. You know that feeling like, didn't I heal this? Didn't I deal with that? Well, it all comes back up again. So I was given an opportunity to sit with a small group up in Santa Cruz Mountains, and I did ayahuasca, and immediately I had a profound experience. So it was the most profound experience of my life. In that 8 hours, I understood more about myself than I had understood in years, right? Self-knowledge. So then that led to me immediately going to Peru within a few months, and then studying and even ending up living down there a year, and then starting an organization, retreat-based organization, that is Lotus Vine Journey. So other videos you can see on the channel about that. Okay, so what is ayahuasca? I really want to talk about that. Ayahuasca is a spirit. It's a doctor spirit. Now, we refer to it in the feminine pronoun, but it's beyond all pronouns, right? But we refer to it because for years, hundreds of years, which is how long it's been worked with in indigenous communities in the Amazon regions, but also recently in Peru, they found ayahuasca, a cup with ayahuasca, that they estimate to be almost 3,000 years old. So the medicine has been around, okay? It's a spirit. It's a doctor. When you think of ayahuasca, think of a spirit doctor. If you're looking to use ayahuasca and you're thinking about ayahuasca and you're curious about it, know that when you start to consider it, that's what you're accessing, a soul doctor. And I can talk about that a little bit more. Now, the components of ayahuasca are interesting. It's a vine that grows deep in the jungle mixed with another shrubby plant called trachuna. And the main ingredient that allows you to journey into the spirit world is DMT, right? And chacruna has the DMT in it. Ayahuasca keeps the DMT from metabolizing. DMT is a spirit molecule. You could read about it. It's in nature. It's in plants. And so mix it together and they make a brew out of it. Okay, so on the physical level, that's what it is. Tiny amount, right? You might drink a small amount and have a huge effect. But know that out of all the plant medicines that we know about, and I've worked with so many, psilocybin, wachuma, I don't usually work with LSD or synthetic things like that. I usually work with the plants. But ayahuasca is the most powerful one, right? So when you do an ayahuasca ceremony, which you should always do it in a safe place, you should do it with people who understand how the medicine is supposed to be worked with. Ayahuasca is not a drug at all. It doesn't even relate to that. If you tried to use ayahuasca as a drug, you would just hurt yourself psychologically and physically, right? Because it is so powerful. And you just want to be in a situation where you have people taking care of you, music, all of that in a safe place so that you can really go into the medicine. So ayahuasca, basically what it does is it heals us on 4 levels of our system. And I'm making a video about each level coming up, but it heals us on a physical level, toxins in the body, things that have accumulated, eating all the GMO food, chemicals, the smoke in the air, drugs, alcohol, all of that leaves a physical residue in our body. And so ayahuasca goes in, and they call a nickname for ayahuasca is La Purga. Don't be afraid of that though, purging is part of it. That's how we let go. But there's a time often in ceremonies where people purge out physical toxins. And that's a very important piece of it, right? We're letting go. Most people, the process isn't easy, but later they're like, I feel so good. My body feels so light. I feel so clean, right? I feel better. I feel balanced. Ayahuasca also works on the mental level. Negative thoughts, how we think, the programs that we say, the self-hatred, distorted thinking. Ayahuasca could come in and really help us with that. Depression, negativity, right? This is, again, a doctor plan. Physically, autoimmune disorders, blocks in the body, very helpful. The mind also, people get a great deal of relief from anxiety disorders, depression disorders, suicidality, this fixation on death and wanting to die. We feel so terrible. We feel sad. We don't want to live anymore. Ayahuasca has a huge amount of benefit there, right? It lifts serotonin levels naturally over time in the brain. And that's what we want in a natural way. Okay? Emotional level. A lot of us suffer. Our emotions are out of control. Sad, rage, anger, all of these things churning in us. On the emotional level, we have all this unprocessed energy. Eckhart Tolle, the great spiritual teacher, used to refer to this body as the pain body. It's the emotional body. We have all this processed emotion that we just don't have time to feel in our life. And people die, traumas happen, and we just suck it up. I'll go back to work, go back, But at some time, we start to break down. So ayahuasca can help us release these deeply held emotions in the body. Also for people with post-traumatic stress, ayahuasca can be very powerful, not easy. It's in a way, it's a shortcut, but it's not an easy shortcut. It's like, here's a road. It's really painful, but it's going to take you half the time, but I'll walk there with you, And so our emotions, PTSD, trauma held in the body on the emotional level, physical level, mental level, the plants are able to go down on that level, molecular level, and to help us heal. The 4th level, and again, I have videos that I will be posting that go into much more detail on each of these, but just kind of hitting on some of the main points. Also, the 4th level is the vibrational level. We all have a light body. We have a vibration body. This is kind of like also people who have chronic pain, but never know why. You go to 100 doctors and they say, I don't know why your shoulder is debilitating. I don't know why you have this pain in your neck. I don't understand why your leg doesn't function. We've looked. That is also a problem on the vibrational level. So it's an energetic problem. Our chi is blocked. And I love Chinese medicine, right? The chi is not flowing, right? It's too much of this element, not enough of this. Genuine blocks happen in the body, can be excruciatingly painful. So we work with a lot of people with pain conditions and chronic conditions of holding stress in the body. And working with ayahuasca in particular, it's like the whole body gets a cleanse, right? The vibrational, the blocks begin to move, our energy begins to flow, our prana, our chi, All of that, acupuncture also works on the pranic level. Our chi begins to flow. So the 4 levels of the system, these are very important. Ayahuasca is a powerful healer. You need to be ready, but if you are ready and you're balanced within yourself and you have a good set and setting, right? People holding you with integrity, and you have done some work, you've prepared physically before. You need to, when you're working with ayahuasca, you have to do a diet. If you come in doing ayahuasca having drank and smoked the whole night before, you will be suffering, right? Ayahuasca demands a kind of integrity from us. Like, she's such a powerful healer that she'll meet you halfway, but you have to show up and you have to do work and you have to be ready physically. You don't have to always be ready mentally, but you have to have some sense of practicing, some sense of, as you meet this plant, as you meet this doctor, as you meet this teacher, that you want to approach it with a great deal of humility. That's the way I tell everyone to approach the medicine. Bowing and praying for help. And you know what happens? We get that help and we learn along the way. So ayahuasca, she's not easy. It's a mix of Kali and Kuan Yin, It's a mix of like slap across the face and also the most loving arms that you ever have, But you have to understand that it's working shamanically, right? We are working on deep levels. It's mythological, it's archetypal, right? That we're going into these parts of the mind. So that's why I love to work with it in Peru. And I have a video coming up around the Shipibo tradition, which is a part of my lineage that I love so much. And but yeah, this was just an introduction. So thank you. If you like this video and you found it helpful, thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like that, leave me a comment. Share this video with people that might be interested in working with ayahuasca. And if you like it, subscribe and learn more about Lotus Mind Journeys and what we're doing down in Peru and Costa Rica. And just sending everyone so much love and light. I'd love to share this information with you. And for the benefit of all beings everywhere. That's what these plants are for. And this is what I'm trying to bring more into the world. So thank you for joining me today.